What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. The car still down. That video will be coming out shortly. Nothing but issues with that. But today we're doing the LMP front mount tank. So I'm going to get my little tripod set up here. Pop this front bumper off. I hear it's a pain in the butt, but we'll get it done. Wearing a white hat is definitely a risk. I'm expecting some black smudges on it. Maybe I'll trade it out for my camo one, but let's get the hood pop. Let's get this bumper off. I also don't know how to take the bumper off, so. Dang, I should have ordered new hood struts when I was there. Okay, so I'm assuming this has to come off. I bought a trim removal tool because I was sick of breaking the tabs off this car. I don't know if you could tell or not, but this car is filthy. It's going in for a wrap soon, but until then, this is gonna have to happen. The wheel thing, I don't know if you see those ones, but obviously they're different than my rear ones. That's the video that's coming out after this one. It was supposed to be before this one, but I ran into issues. We're going bald headed today. It's too hot. Pop that one off. I'm not really sure how to take this off. Kind of winging it, as one does. It's weird working on this car while it's not scorching hot. I also hate this freaking gasket system they use. Oh, this way. Now we'll just fold that bad Larry up. It's crazy how dirty your car gets just by sitting in the garage. I feel like I'm missing something. I'm just winging this. Next up, take these 10mm bolts out. Then there's one back here. Sorry, I forgot the gimbal's not on. One here. And then we will see where we're at. I'm sure there's some in the wheel well somewhere. Got 2 more bolts up in this bad boy. Then I gotta do the other side. The amount of dirt that fell out of this wheel well. Crazy. So I gotta do this on both sides. It's almost worth getting a quick release. I've gotten into the bad habit recently of just throwing my tools down when I'm done. I really need to stop that because I can't find anything. Alright, got her off. I'm gonna pop in this new side markers while I'm in here, and I'm gonna slide over my ports. Alright, got the new hose, 2 hoses, another new hose, all the parts, GM genuine. T-connectors, not T-connectors, straight through. I think I got everything. The only thing I don't see is Vibrant Performance Flow. The only thing I don't see is instruction manual. So, what is this? Gasket. That's nice. And then the tank. I should have got the Hoonigan sticker for the front of this. So I think this goes, if I'm not mistaken, actually have no idea where this goes. Maybe there, here, on the inside. Can't tell you. I'm pretty sure I have to take this off. Because where else is it gonna mount? But is this gonna affect my pulley? Move you in here. You're not gonna be able to see these. There's two more over here. This is a 7 mil. Not that this was doing much anyways. There's also cross members. There is no instructions on installing this on a V3. There's one for a Z01, but I'm not sure how similar the front bumpers are on Z01s. So, slide it back up in here. Oh, this is just plastic anyways. Let's see. Would sure be cool if that fit, huh? Does this not go here? Does this even go here? I mean, the tabs look like they bolt into that. But those bolts, I'm not too sure. Not too sure at all. But it doesn't even look like it fits there, if I'm being completely honest. This one should move up and down as well, maybe. But I shouldn't have to move those. There's another trim piece up here underneath the rubber. Another one on this side. Those beautiful aluminum TIG welds. So the only thing I can think of is, there's obviously no way it fits like that, but maybe it comes up under there. What are we hitting? Oh yeah, it doesn't even drop in there. So I am pretty sure I have to take this plastic piece off. So let's get to doing that. I guess I'm removing these cross braces. I mean, I just keep removing stuff, and this bolts in here, here, and here, so you have no structural, but this isn't really structural anyways, to be completely honest. It is cheap pressed steel. Looks right to me. All right, that's how she goes. I'm not sure if you can see it. There's a wiring harness Christmas tree here. I popped up, pushed it back behind the tank mount. Same thing on the other side, one here. Push it beyond the tank mount. All right, let's get some 10 mil bolts back. Okay, yeah, those will be fine. This one. And this one. Now the only thing is the one in the middle, I need to find a nut for. Put some Loctite on her, because I don't want it shaking. Yep. Let me do that real quick. I put the smallest little glob of Loctite on there. I also added a lock washer. I don't want this nut falling out. So now let's see how hard this is gonna be. Where's my nut? Put you on there. There you go. Pop that wrench out. Oh, hold on now. That's how you do it. Go ahead and tighten these bad Larrys up. Solid as can be, baby. Now we just need to run some lines. I'm just gonna do a test fit. Because I don't know if I put that on backwards or not. The ZL1s, that's not backwards, but so if that is the right way, I'm gonna have to take this shroud out, which is a bunch of T2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like 10 T15s around the perimeter of it. And then I'll do another test fit of the bumper. There's another 7 underneath this foam piece. Real pain in the butt to get to, but those gotta come out too. All right. That was a lot harder than it had to be. Let me push all these Christmas trees back in before I forget where they go. Oh yeah. Let me show you. So I have to be honest, I think I'm gonna go get the Hoonigan sticker and I'm gonna put it right there. But from the top, you can access it with a funnel, easy peasy. But I think I am gonna get that Hoonigan sticker because she looks pretty good. I also have a new emblem. I'm gonna pop that one out, put the new one in. Let me grab it. Front emblem looks much better. I'll go ahead and throw this bad boy on. Oh yeah, that looks good. It's good, it's good, it's good. That looks much better. Okay, first thing you're gonna wanna do, use your coolant pumps right down here. Get you a nice little angle. I got these from O'Reilly's this morning. I'm just gonna come in here, wherever I could fit it, and try and block it off. Wow, this is gonna be difficult. Let me put you down. Definitely a two-hand job, but I put it right on that 90-degree bend. Let me get you over here. Right on the 90. You're gonna wanna cut halfway between the clamp and this hose right here. Halfway between here, right on that flat part, you're gonna cut. All right, ditching the tripod. So this is the coolant hose that goes up into the supercharger, right? got the hose cut. You see it there? Maybe you can't because they decided to put 3 in one spot, but there we go. Hose is cut. Not very clean. Let me clean that up. Next step, you're gonna take your hose. They're both identical, so it doesn't matter which one you're gonna take. Now you're gonna take your shrink wrap that comes with the kit. Obviously you have to remove the cardboard out of it. And then you're going to put your shrink wrap on this end of the hose, and you're gonna shrink wrap it down onto that connector. Boom. Oh, before I do that, let me grab this. It's my heat shrink. You just grab and twist, comes right off. Slide that over your hose. It's gonna be a tight fit. Toy, like a toy. I'm just gonna line it up halfway between the hose and the fitting. Fitting, dry press inside. I always dry press them. Some people add stuff in there, but it's really not that hard. I mean, it's hard if you've never done it before, but there we go. Sunk right in. So there's a little gap. It's normal. I'm gonna put this on heat setting 5, just so it's not too hot. We're just gonna go ahead and move our way around. Now I'm gonna take this because it's still hot. There's a little prong here that I wanna get it under. And this is that really sticky type of heat shrink. And just to make sure, boom. So this will not come off. Good to go. Only way to take it off now is to pull your pin. So let's go ahead and throw this back on. Perfect. So now I'm just taking the hose that we just heat shrunk and feeding it through into the engine bay here. And once I get it in, I'll show you where I'm putting it. So we'll slide all this in. And I kind of want it, I actually don't want it there because that pinches quite a bit. There's a little spot right above it. Move this out of the way. There we go, that's much better. This is making it difficult. That's kinking it. Let me try and find a different way here. Wonder if I could just send it through the side here. That might be a better option. Yep, I like that a lot better. A lot better. Is there any better option? I don't think so. All right, I like this spot. Routed it through here. Comes up right here. I might put it up here so I could zip tie onto this plastic. And then I will zip tie to here. That'll be a nice secure spot. And, well, actually, I don't know if I can because the T-fitting's right here. So we'll have it like that. So we'll have it like that. I'm gonna go ahead. It's just barely out of frame here. I'm gonna cut this hose where my mark is. Jesus. New razor blade slice right through. And you're gonna want to try and make a nice straight cut. Obviously, you don't want it all jacked up. Boom. That's pretty straight. And then you're gonna slide your connector on. Obviously first, you're gonna put your heat shrink on both sides. All right, back up top, finally. So you're gonna grab one of your barbed ends, just a straight through. You're gonna match it onto your existing heater hose. You're gonna need 2 more shrink wraps, and then that hose that we just ran from the passenger side over to our cut is gonna be shrink wrapped as well. Man, it is just barely out of frame. So, boom, heat shrink on there. And I'll show you guys what it looks like after. All right, like I was saying, I like to do a little bit of overhang for that heat shrink to actually wrap around. The press fit's pretty tight, but this just ensures that there's not gonna be any leaks at the seam. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this under my air conditioning line. I'm gonna connect it up, and I'm gonna heat shrink both sides. I'm gonna do this one first though, just so I can get all the way around it. All right, both sides are connected and shrink wrapped. Now I'm gonna be able to route this back through here so it's not touching the pulleys here. And that'll be good. And then you have your stock harness here to hold those two together. So it'll be good. Yeah. A little rub through on this here that was hitting the AC line, so gotta make sure that doesn't happen again. So I'm gonna throw another zip tie around this to hold these two together. I'm gonna reconnect this one and then finish zip tying the passenger side hose up and secure. I'll be back. All right, all zip tied up, ready to go. I also did change it from going around the outside here to right under the other hose, so should be good. Next up, driver's side. So next step, you can see my pliers still holding on to that pump side hose. We have to make that connection, which I honestly should have done before I made the passenger side one because it's gonna be hard to get a heat gun in there. So I might just disconnect it from here, pull that out of the way. Disconnect it from here where your bleeder valve's at. Pull that out of the way. And then we're gonna run it through. There's more space on this side. I'm probably gonna run it right through this crack here. And then right here. Obviously we're gonna do the same thing with the disconnect on this side. Disconnect into the hose, shrink wrap around it. Let's get it done. All right, got my headlamp on. As you can see, it is all shrink wrapped up. I actually took the hose off the pump so that I could shrink wrap this because there was just no way I was going to be able to get to this back side. But she's all good, all secured, all the hoses are ran, nothing's rubbing. Zip tie harness here, ran it through this part here, all up into here. So I think it's time to add some coolant and bleed the system. For this part, I'm going to do it a little different. Like I said, I'm not sure exactly how they intended us to do this without having either another threaded side or a push connect, but that's threaded. So anyways, what I am going to do, take this off. I'm going to push this hose in here. Like I said, this is the drain for the coolant. So I'm going to push this. Oh, Jesus, don't break on me. Okay, you got to push it all the way until it's seated in this metal collar. Got it fully seated here. Now I'm going to screw this back on. And then I'm going to route it around here. You'll see here, there's a little hole. So that's where this line is going to feed through. And then I'm going to put my valve on the other side so that I can, should probably put it right here. Let me see. Not that you can see, but I have it oriented this way. And that hole that I showed you earlier, this fits perfectly inside of. And there's also a part where I could zip tie it right under here. Now, is that the safest? I am not sure. I'm pretty sure my spoiler hangs out past this point, but this will allow me to get under the car, pop this open, drain it, and then close it back up, all without having to worry about it being inside of the bumper. I just need to route this. There's actually a good spot to run it back behind this shroud here, just like that. So, boom, kaboom. All I gotta do is cut this hose, and that's how I'm gonna do it. So, I'll show you when it's done. then the tricky part. Because it's just a drain, I'm going to use a little PB Blast and cheat on it. So, get this ready. Pop it through my hole. Spray some of that PB Blaster on there. Now that that's there, rotate this the way I want it. Boom. Now you just need to tighten that with an Allen wrench. So, like I said, coming from the drain, coming down behind the brake cooling, right underneath the car. So I can just come down here, pop it open, drain it out, close it off, and throw my ice in there. I'm going to secure this with a couple zip ties, and she'll be good to go. Sorry guys, I was on the phone with family, friends. We're all doing car stuff. So got the bumper back on. Same thing as when you took it off. The only thing is this is not installed under the top of the bumper anymore. So this would go here. I am going to put it back on eventually. I just need to do some more cutting to fit the heat exchanger expansion tank. But everything is solid. It's not going anywhere. I mean, I don't really think that piece is necessary, but I just have to put the rest of the wheel well pieces under here. Obviously it's still loose, the two nuts got to go up there. Topped off my tank here because I have some extra fluid, and I'm going to put some in my expansion tank down there as well, just to be safe. And then I'm going to cycle the key a couple times and let the system purge, and then fill as needed. I'm probably going to cut a hole in the top of this just so I can access this. Cut like this or like this. Haven't decided yet, but it's probably a smart thing to do. I did put 2 gallons in the tank and that filled it up pretty good, so we'll see. She is all back together. That new badge looks amazing. Tomorrow I'm gonna purge the coolant system, make sure everything runs good, doesn't overheat, no air bubbles in it, and we'll be good to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like always, I like to create a little video, especially if there hasn't been a video created once already for, wow, anything that goes on with the CTSV, like I did for the DSX Flex Fuel sensor, and now this front mount tank. And I'm going to be doing the auxiliary fuel pump at some point, and we should be good. My spacers get here on Tuesday, so that video will be coming out soon as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one.